Two Generals is my first nonfiction graphic novel. It's based on my grandfather's Second World War experiences. It's largely based on his 1943 diary, the 1944 letters that his friend Jack Chrysler wrote from the front to his wife at the time, and the war diary of the Highland Light Infantry of Canada, which was their regiment. This is the diary that really sort of started everything off. I discovered this again after my grandfather had passed away. I was in his bedroom. We were going through his dresser drawers, and this diary was next to his medals. This is actually the very first entry I opened up to. It describes, it's Friday, March 26, 1943. It describes how him and Jack were in London on their disembarkation leave, and they had dinner, and on the way home they saw a woman who'd been hit by a double-decker bus. And it notes that they found out later she was killed. So that really stuck with me, and of course became a pivotal, thematic moment in the book. You know, when my grandfather passed away in 1997, my grandmother went into long-term care not long afterwards, and so there was the whole process of cleaning out their house and, selling the property and all that stuff. What I ended up doing, and I had no inkling that I would be doing a book or anything. I just thought some of this stuff should be saved. So I just went around the house gathering up things like his helmet, his medals. I have some of the paperwork from the invasion of Normandy on D-Day. I have just all kinds of stuff. This is when I found the diary for the first time that I talked about. Yeah, I just kind of gathered it up because it was of interest, and it didn't seem to be of that much interest to other members of my family, and I just wanted to make sure it didn't get thrown away. And just what I liked and what was really important to the book was just little day-to-day details, like, this guy here who's, taking a quick bath in a pond, and, when would they have time to do that stuff, and, how would they go about it. The details of the gear and uniforms and stuff were really important. And of course, just to see the faces, to see, how they seem to be responding to everything going on around them. This is my grandfather here, and it's a couple of other officers. And I ended up being amazed how much detail I was able to reconstruct. Like I say, virtually none of it came to me from him, who didn't talk about it very much, and I think I was only 25 when he died, so we didn't have that much opportunity to talk, and I certainly wouldn't have had the guts to ask him about it back then. It appealed to me at first just because I love 1940s design styles and the illustration of that era, and this is just a really lovely designed map, and that's the reason I picked it up. But once I got it open, after I got home, I discovered that all the golf courses have been circled. My grandfather had circled just about every golf course in the south of England on this map. Which in the book I talk about, how much he loved golf and would get away golfing as often as he could during his training. Right here we have the Two Generals photograph, as I call it, that the book ended up being named after. It's a picture of the two of them during their training in England, got their kilts on. On the back of it, my grandfather had written just an informal shot of the two generals, which I always thought was pretty funny. They were, junior officers, of course. They were lieutenants, but when they were all dressed up, they sort of, fancied themselves a pair of generals, I guess.